Okay. In last lecture we have seen about the measurement of pressure. In that we have completed two instruments which are used to measurement the pressure. One of them was mercury barometer and second was open tube manometer. And this all we were dealing with the fluid at the rest. So we have started from the branch of physics named hydrostatics, which was dealing with the properties of fluid which were at rest. Today again we are going to see a new property of fluid which are at rest, and that property is known as surface tension. So before going directly towards the surface tension, there are few questions which may arise in your mind before studying this property. Like if you have focused properly, the ant can easily walk on the surface of your any liquid like water. She doesn't get deep inside the water, but she can walk easily. The membrane of water is like an elastic for her. Secondly, the question comes that why the mercury drop or your water drop has spherical shape. So all these answers can be given by this property named as surface tension. So surface tension gives you all the answers whatever are coming in your mind. So before going towards directly answers, we need to know some few properties, few things about the liquid behavior. So in that, in each and every molecules, like if I am talking about water, and in water molecules there are some forces which are acting. So we are going to see about their forces. So first term is about cohesive force. Cohesive force is a force which is acting between the molecules of same substance. Now same substance means if I am talking about water, then the force of attraction between the molecules of water is known as cohesive force. The substance is same, water. Only I am talking about the force of attraction between the two molecules of water. So the cohesive force is what? The force of attraction between the molecules of same substance. Second comes that is adhesive force. Adhesive force is just opposite of that, force of attraction between the molecules of different substances. Means suppose I take one molecule of water and one molecule of glass. The force of attraction between these two molecules will be nothing but adhesive force. When you pour some amount of water in a glass, then whatever force is acting between the walls of glass and the molecule of water is nothing but adhesive force. Then the next thing comes is nothing but range of molecular forces. Range of molecular forces means what? Whatever we are talking about attractive forces, till what distance they are affecting, that is nothing but the range of molecular forces. It has been found that in liquid and solid, this range of forces are effective till 10 raised to minus 9 nanometer. So next part comes, that is sphere of influence. So sphere of influence. If you see this properly diagram, and if I am talking about any one molecule of a liquid, so surrounded molecules make a sphere of influence. So it is an imaginary sphere of influence which is acting a force on this center molecule. So sphere of influence is nothing but a sphere drawn to a molecule which is at center. After that, the topic comes, that is surface film. Surface film means this one. Surface film always has a thickness of range of molecule. When I am talking about the sphere of influence, even it has a radius equal to the range of molecule. Means still here the attractive forces are effective. So whatever range I am talking here, this range is nothing but effective till the radius of your sphere of influence. And when I am talking about the surface film, that surface film is nothing but the radius of the sphere of influence. Or you can say it is nothing but having thickness of range of molecular forces. Here in this diagram, X and X dash tells me about the surface film. So these were some of the few topics which you need to know before starting to the molecular theory of liquid. Now, once we talk about the molecular theory, let's see how each and every molecule behaves inside the liquid and at the surface of the liquid. So, I hope the diagram is seen clearly to you. This one. Yes. Yes, the diagram is seen clearly. Now let's study about this molecular theory of liquid. So here I am considering one beaker. This is my glass beaker, say, in which I take water. And from that water, I select 3 molecules at 3 different locations. Suppose say I have molecule A, molecule B and molecule C. So here we will name first. We are having molecule A, molecule B and molecule C at 3 different locations. So if you see properly, this one, the molecule A, it is completely inside the liquid. This is my sphere of influence drawn around the molecule A. So this A molecule is completely deep inside the liquid. Now as I told you, there are cohesive forces acting on it. Why cohesive force? Because this is all water and the molecules surrounded to A are also of water. So 2 water molecules will have cohesive force of attraction between them. So if I talk about upper molecule, which is exactly upper side of A, will try to pull it in upward direction. At the same time, the molecule which is present at the lower side will try to pull it in downward direction. So the net force acting on A will be 0. Same way, in right, left or in this side, that is diagonally, it will try to pull in equal forces but in opposite direction. So here the equal forces, all the equal forces are acting in opposite direction. Means I can say, if the upper molecule is trying to pull in upward direction, at the same time the lower molecule is trying to pull it in downward direction. So net cohesive force acting on A molecule will be 0 and it will stay as it is where it is. So here about A molecule I can say the net cohesive force acting on molecule A will be 0. Now let's come to the molecule B. If you see properly about the molecule B, this molecule B, sphere of influence, maximum part of the sphere of influence is lying inside the liquid and a small amount of sphere of influence is lying in the air, that is above liquid. So the majority part of the sphere of influence is carrying water molecules and obviously B molecule is also of water. So there will be large amount of cohesive force. This down part will exert a large amount of cohesive force and this upper part will exert an adhesive force because there is one air molecule and one there is water molecule. So as the larger amount of sphere is inside the liquid, the cohesive force amount is more. And so obviously this molecule B will try to pull in downward direction because cohesive force in this case is greater than adhesive force. So this molecule B will be attracted in downward direction. It will try to minimize the area, surface area. It will try to pull in downward direction because of this cohesive force. So here about molecule B, we can say that it is pull in downward direction. Now when we are talking about molecule C, we can say that molecule C is exactly on the surface of your liquid. So half part of the sphere of influence, this half part lies above the liquid and half part lie below the liquid. But always remember, as air has less density, the amount of force, that is adhesive force, exerted on the C molecule will be less than the amount of force exerted by the water molecule. Means, I can say in this case, in C molecule, the amount of cohesive force exerted by this water molecule will be greater than amount of adhesive force exerted by air molecule. So again, if the cohesive force is greater, obviously it will try to pull C molecule inside the liquid. So again, molecule C, it is pulled inside the liquid in downward direction. So we are talking about the few molecules. One I have taken completely inside the liquid, one I have taken just below the surface of the liquid, and one I have taken exactly at the surface of the liquid. But what we have found, that all the molecules which are lying on the surface of the liquid are trying to minimize the area and come at the bottom or go in a downward direction. So if this was my beaker and if this is your surface, and we consider number of N molecules on the surface, they will try to go inside the liquid, or they will get pulled inside the liquid because of strong cohesive force. So this membrane will be tried to behave like a stretch membrane, elastic membrane. And as it behaves like a stretch membrane, because all the molecules which are present at the surface of your liquid will try to pull in downward direction, the ant can walk easily on that elastic membrane. It is like a stretch membrane, so it is very easy for her to walk on that. So here, whatever molecules are present on the surface of the liquid, try to minimize its area because of one force. And that force is known as surface tension. So surface tension is responsible for this. So one answer we have got, that how can ant walk on the surface film of any water. So this is the reason, because every molecule on the surface is trying to pull inside the liquid. So the surface of your film will behave like a stretched elastic membrane. And always remember, surface tension force acts tangentially. If I say this is water filled in a beaker, so this is a water meniscus, what I have drawn. The surface tension always acts tangentially to the surface of a liquid. This is how it is. So this is what about the molecular theory. Now, if we want to define the surface tension, so very easy definition is there. See, suppose if I say now, this was the 2D diagram for you. If I draw a surface of a liquid, exactly how you can see. Suppose say this is your front or upper view of your bucket, which contain water, and this is the film of your water, upper surface. And if I draw imaginary line in it, having length L. Now, as it consists of water, this imaginary line will be surrounded by water molecules. So, around it we will have water molecules. And obviously, we know between the water molecules there will be a cohesive force acting, the force of attraction, that is a cohesive force, say F. Right? So, I have drawn an imaginary line, it is totally imaginary. If I consider around the imaginary line there are water molecules, and between two water molecules which are of same substance there will be a cohesive force of attraction. So this is attraction force. Now if I say for line having length L, I have force F. Then for per unit length of my this imaginary line, what will be my force? So per unit length of my line, what will be my force? So that force is nothing but surface tension denoted by T. If you cross multiply, it will look like T into L is equal to F. And now T will be nothing but force per unit length. So I can define my surface tension as force per unit length. That is, it's easy. If you remember this diagram, it is easy to define. So force per unit length acting at both the side of this imaginary line. So force per unit length acting on both the side of this imaginary line is known as surface tension. Whatever I have spelled now, exactly the same way it is given in your text. So if you remember this diagram, it is very easy to define about surface tension. Now let's come to the SI unit of surface tension. SI unit of surface tension. By the formula you can tell me, force has unit Newton and length has unit meter. So SI unit of surface tension is Newton per meter. I hope today's lecture you are satisfied with today's lecture. So I will repeat what we have seen. We have started with surface tension. Then after starting with the surface tension, first we have seen about the molecular theory of liquid. We have seen few forces which are important for the studying molecular theory of liquid. After studying that forces, we have seen one example of molecular theory in which we have considered three molecules and we have seen the behavior of three molecules, how they behave when they are at surface or when one is at inside the liquid. After that we have taken in conclusion how the surface tension is, how the surface behaves like an elastic membrane. And lastly we have defined the definition, we have defined what is the surface tension by this way. So I hope you have understood it. Thank you.